Well, we're sitting in a circle and we're here to rock your socks while we grab our cocks.
Yep.
John, what are we about to do?
We're about to masturbate, boys.
There you go. You get that bunch of French, son. It's so fucking good. It's Freedom Friends Master Debate. We're going to get a bullshit topic. We're going to consider it for about 45 seconds and then talk about whatever the fuck we want to.
It might be a real topic.
It could be. It could
But we don't know.
But we don't know. So we go into this cold for those of you that are new to the game here. Justin, what do you got for us, buddy?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
If you could eliminate the need for sleep or eating, which would it be?
Sleep. I like food too much. I don't give a shit about sleeping. I don't sleep that much anyways.
Yeah, I'm all about comfort. I do a mean Herkle-Durkle. Do you know what Herkle-Durkling is?
Nope.
So that is literally, it is a real term.
It's kind of like a blibbit.
It's like a blibbit, but it's a real term. And it is the act of like, you wake up
before you turkle.
but you don't like, you like get up, go pee or whatever, but then you just kind of like lay there and like fuck around on your phone and just kind of, and before you know it, you've like wasted 2 hours just kind of sitting in bed.
Yeah,
doing shit.
I'm not good at that.
That's called Herkle-Durkling?
It's called Herkle-Durkle. Yeah.
Country of origin, please.
I think it's Sweden. Actually.
You think?
Yeah. But yeah, it's called Herkle-Durkling.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not good at that. I had to do that this weekend. Went to the off-road park. Got a hotel, right? But no, we're not going to go to the off-road park at 9 in the morning. That's just retarded.
Yeah.
But I can't sleep much past 10, so I'm waiting for the wife to get out of bed. But I'm in a hotel room.
So you Herkle-Durkled.
I Herkle-Durkled for a long time, and then I couldn't stand it anymore, and I had to get up.
So I really can't sleep in. Like I just,
I swear to God, he fucking makes it himself.
Herkle-Durkling. Yeah, it's a 2-year-old Scottish term. There you go. I couldn't remember the comfort word, but it is a real term. To lie in bed or lounge about when someone should be up and about, according to the dictionary of the Scots language. So yeah, to Herkle-Durkle is just a kind of.
Huh.
I should get up and get moving, but I don't need to.
Michelle is
According to the dictionary of the Scots language.
Yeah.
That would be a dictionary I wouldn't mind reading.
Right?
I think I'd learn a lot. Like the English dictionary, I'm not going to learn much.
But yeah, Herkle-Durkle, it's a real term. I didn't make it up. Y'all said the same thing about blibbit. I bring this shit up and y'all all look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
I use blibbit on a regular now.
Yeah,
He's
going to use Herkle-Durkle now.
Yeah, I am.
Well, so I have a hard time sleeping in. Like, I don't know what it is, but like I really anything past about 7:30, my body like will not stay comfortable. Like it makes me get up.
Yeah.
But I can Herkle-Durkle till about 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
like I can sit there and fuck around and
I can, if I'm asleep, I can sleep in. Like I can sleep, right?
Yeah.
But I can't be in bed awake.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. Or Michelle's getting annoyed or I'm getting the fuck out of bed.
What's funny is
right?
My wife, but she's pretty active. She's kind of the same. Like if she wakes up, she tends to start moving around.
Yeah.
But she'll do that. And I taught her that term. And now she's like, you Herkle-Durkling? I'm like, look, I've answered like 12 emails and stuff like that. Like I'm productive.
Yeah.
But I don't
I'm
have to be anywhere. And it, like fucking, I'm in my giant fucking Tempur-Pedic bed. Like I'm naked and comfortable. Like I can fucking still get shit done from right here. Right? Like
I've learned to set my alarm to allow time to Herkle-Durkle because I'm very much one of those. Like I set my alarm half an hour early because I get on my phone and I fucking scroll my shit and all that, and then I'm like, oh, all right, time to get up and
like
going.
a lot of my vendors and stuff, like I get stuff out of England and all that kind of stuff. So they've been at it for like 6 hours. So I get emails and shit, and I'm like I can fucking get this shit out of the way. Some of the ordering days that I know I have, like every other Tuesday, I have to order Coke for my delivery and stuff like that. But I can do it all from my phone. I don't need like my office to fucking take care of a lot of it. So
are you guys?
This is why it's important to be cultured.
Guys, it wouldn't be the Freedom Friends if we didn't talk about our number one sponsor, Warfighter Tobacco. Obviously, you guys have seen us all smoke them. We're here to talk about a quality product that everybody can enjoy. The great equalizer, as we've called it, the Warfighter Tobacco Stick. And it's not just cigars. They've got humidors, travel humidors, cutters, lighters, everything you need to get started on that journey. So check out warfightertobacco.com and use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet, sweet 15%. If you want to know my personal favorite, I'm a 762 Field guy. I like that Sumatra, real nice and even keeled cigar. Great for us beginner smokers, right? And I'm told that these taste even better when you're listening to the Freedom Friends podcast. Now, back to the show. This episode is brought to you by Grill Your Ass Off. It's no secret, we're all middle-aged dudes who love barbecue. Grill Your Ass Off is our main go-to for our spices. That's what we use, man. Whether you're doing burgers on the grill, steaks, or my personal favorite, a little bit of pork belly burn ends, right? They've got you covered on all of that. They also have salsas. They also have seasonings and spices. They got beer salts. They've got everything, man. Check them out. grillyourassoff.com/freedomfriendspodcast or use the code freedomfriendspodcast at checkout.
Are you guys a one alarm, multiple alarm, or no alarm type of person?
Depends on what I have going.
I am one half of a beep usually.
Yeah. Oh, damn. You're quick with it.
Yeah. Rarely does it go beep, beep. I usually have it in my hand and off before the second one.
Yeah. I only need one alarm. I had to change mine though, because mine was my alarm was aggressive. Like it would go off and it was like full volume, fucking like
right.
And it would scare the shit out of my wife.
Yeah.
So I had to change it. And now I have a much softer one, but it still doesn't matter. Like it goes off and I'm like you. It's within a couple of seconds of it going off and I've turned it off and I'm up. Like it's not a
mine depends on what I have going on. Like if I'm getting up for travel, it's like a split of a beep. You know?
I'm one of those people.
But if it's like a Saturday and I'm like, yeah, I should get up early and do some stuff. My alarm goes off. Yeah, that bitch is going off 15 times before I get out of the bed.
My wife's a big snooze person. So she'll set it.
So my question is, if you're going to snooze, why not just shut the motherfucker off and decide you're going to sleep in?
Yeah. Well,
because in the moment.
So my wife is one of those ones that she knows she's going to snooze it like a bunch, which is great. Because it goes off once for me and I'm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll do the whole snooze thing and she'll like snooze it. And the iPhone default snooze time is like 7 minutes or something.
It's random.
So, and she'll snooze it like 4 times. And I'm always like, but then it'll be something like we're traveling, right? Or we have an event or something that we have to be at. And she's like, okay, what time do we need to leave? I'm like, we need to roll out of the house by like 9:30. Okay. So we'll get up at 6:30. And I'm like, no. I'm going to get up at 7:30 and I'll be good to go by 8:30.
Right.
But like, we're good. She'll set that shit for 6:30 and then hit the snooze like 4 times. I'm like, why didn't you just set it for 7?
Yeah.
Now all you got was shitty sleep for half an hour.
Yep.
But like, you didn't accomplish anything.
Right.
So, but she's my trip to Valhalla, so it's all good. Because Odin stated,
but
you can either die in battle or you can die by fucking being drowned by a fucking super wet pussy. So she's, and since I'm not going to battle, she's my ticket to Valhalla. By the way, I also did not make that up. If you go look up, there's a text from 800 years ago that are the words of Odin, and it is stanza 69. He's going to look it up. But it is stanza 69, and that is and actually Odin gives the directions on how to enter Valhalla. And there's only 2 ways to do it.
Nice.
Well, you know, I used to do a cheers that was very similar to that. And it was, here's to gunpowder and pussy. One gave birth to me and one will kill me, but I love the smell of them both.
Yep. Where should live by? Or die by. Fucking either one. Are you trying to find it, Justin?
Yeah.
The University of Pittsburgh has the entire document.
Oh, that's a lot of work. I just Googled fucking words of Odin stanza 69. And this is what it popped up with. No man likes everything, although his health be bad. One in his son.
No, that's not accurate.
Yeah.
It is the Havamal. Just look up Havamal, University of Pittsburgh.
All right. I'll do some digging while y'all talk.
Anyways. But yeah, I could do without sleep.
Yeah, but
if I didn't need to sleep at all. But I just enjoy food.
Yeah. Thoroughly.
I like making it. I like eating it. I like fucking. Jesus, could you imagine how good of a cook I could be if I didn't just sleep?
Well, we'd probably be twice as productive in life. Fuck.
Or at least a third more.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to do it like sharks, so they just like turn off half their brain at a time. Like they can swim and sleep, and half their brain's asleep and the other half's still awake, and it alternates.
You'd be switching between right and left brain.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd be good or not.
That'd be fun.
Like you bipolar? No, I'm just not sleeping.
I'm asleep. Sorry.
You seen that quote that's running around? Every woman's bi. It's just you got to figure out if it's bipolar or bisexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one or the other.
Yeah. Spaghetti's straight until it gets wet.
Yeah. Oh shit! I told you it'd be short. Fucking
Y'all want another one?
yeah. What do you got?
I even forgot we were doing a debate.
Sleeper food.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with one living person, who would it be?
Oof. Fucking, I got it. John Daly.
Ooh.
That'd be fun.
That's a good poll.
Ooh. Because you know that's guaranteed like dinner and then bar after.
It's gonna be a party.
Yeah.
It's one and the same at the same time, probably.
Yeah.
It's valid. Yeah. He's taking you to like the Hooters he owns for dinner.
Oh,
Like,
I feel comfortable with living. I feel comfortable with John Daly. Sure, I could have picked something more philosophical, but
Yeah.
I want a story afterwards. Or I want a story I can't tell. Like it's,
Right.
which I feel like John could.
The guy was dinner.
Give me
I
both
can't
of
talk about it.
Yeah. I was just in with John Daly.
Just be like Kanye.
You just need to
Doesn't
know it
matter.
was awesome.
Yeah. You don't want to have dinner with Kanye's cousin? That'd be interesting. A series of conversations.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd just sit there and stare at him. Fuck.
Huh. I don't know who I'd want to have dinner with. That's living.
I'm trying to narrow it down by category, right?
Yeah.
Like entertainer, sports, politician, famous person, like
I got one, and it's not the norm at all.
okay.
So Mal and I went and got food after the comedy show over the weekend
Yeah.
at Taco Palenque.
Okay.
And this dude walked in there and he ordered some food and sat down and like was waiting for the food to show up and all this kind of stuff. And he like kept looking out the window, and it was just like he was sitting like kind of in my field of vision. So I kept like paying attention a little. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this guy's kind of being weird. And he wasn't like dressed horribly. He was kind of like dressed like a backpacker. Well, come to find out, he kept looking outside because he had a cart with like all of his worldly belongings on it. I'd like to have dinner with that guy just to hear his story.
I feel like that would be possible.
When I walked out, the guy like he walked out before we did, and he was like in the way other end of the parking lot. And as I was pulling away, like that's when I saw him like fucking with this cart, and like I don't know, I just wanted to have a conversation with him.
I feel like that's extremely attainable, buddy.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could make this happen. I don't know. Well, now I couldn't because I don't know where the fuck the guy is now. But
It's probably not far.
Probably not far.
I don't know.
I would go back to that
he had
Taco
his walking
Palenque.
shoes on.
Like, I think like things like my wish, like wanting to have dinner with John Daly. That's almost when I wish that. I'm not gonna lie. I like the size of our podcast. I like that we have a lot of involvement with our fans, and we're not like we have a good size following. We're downloaded in a lot of countries and states and all that kind of stuff, and it's awesome. But there's a lot of like familiar names on our page and all that kind of stuff. There are times though that I wish that we were big enough that like me shouting out John Daly and saying like, I just want to have dinner with you. Like, like all of a sudden we get a message from somebody that's like, well, he's coming to play
Friday.
whatever in San Antonio. Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
be fucking up. He does have a new like virtual golf club that you can join
Oh.
called the Lion's Den.
Oh, that makes sense.
Not sponsored, but here you go. And there's like multiple, like, so if you're local to the course, you can join, you get to like go play in their annual and all that kind of stuff. But the digital one's like $9 and you get like merch and all this stuff. But one of them is he will fly to you and play a round of golf and dinner and everything with you and 3 of your buddies at a course of your choice. And it's $70,000.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like,
if I had 70 grand to spend on that, I wouldn't need to spend it on that. I could make some phone calls and we'd be golfing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
yeah, if I had 70 grand to golf with one dude, I could golf with most people.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
yeah. Because I could call like Rory in the off season and be like, if I come to Florida and pay you $70,000,
can you get John Daly down here?
could you call John Daly? Hey, since you're closest, could you hand me a little cigar out of there? No, not with the wine. You have to take those off, buddy.
Bullshit.
What about you, buddy?
I don't know. God, I'm leaning toward JD Vance, honestly.
No shit.
Yeah, I want to figure out how he killed the Pope.
That was 2 inches away.
No, I don't know. I
never didn't have it.
like
JD
like
Vance?
yeah, I don't know.
How's your heart condition?
Careful.
You got
Like-
life insurance, right?
Yeah, as a combat correspondent, how did you learn the art of assassination, sir?
What did you say to that man? You said some shit to that man that caused a stroke and a heart attack at the same time. JD Vance,
Yeah, I don't know. I think long term, he's probably going to be in politics a while,
I agree.
and it would be a good thing to like be in that circle, maybe.
But we're having fun with this one, Scott.
Yeah,
This isn't like for the betterment of your life. This is just
okay.
like, oh, this would be sick.
yeah. Fun. I don't know.
You're not wrong. It could be a really fun dinner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be all right. But a fun one. What's his name? He's a comedian that always has his shirt off.
Bird Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer. That would be a fun dinner.
I'll guarantee you for 70 grand he'd show up.
Oh, yeah.
Because that man will do just about anything for
I
$1.
probably drop a zero off of that.
You know, it'd be a good dinner. Bill Murray.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think?
I think it would.
I don't know if he's as friendly as people think he is.
That's why I think it'd be good.
Did y'all see the video recently that came out of like there was someone that was like
Okay, in all
walking up
fairness,
behind him?
it was some fan that had been like, they didn't show the rest of it. And there's a longer version of that video.
Oh, I
And it was
believe
some
it.
fan that kept like,
He's like
trying to
asking
like
for
get
an
around a
autograph or something?
security and like get in with a camera and shit like that. And he kept bumping into him. And finally, Bill Murray just spins around and goes like, "That's assault. You do it again, I'll step on your fucking feet." and all this stuff. And like, and the media blew it up like Bill Murray was this big threatening thing. I'm like, he's like 75.
But they have
like,
nothing to go off of because he's anti-technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't he get like
and
his
he's
scripts
threatened to
faxed to him?
step on his feet. Like,
Yeah. You didn't say I'm gonna punch
Yeah.
you in the face.
He was like, "You do it again, I'll step on your foot."
I'm gonna hurt your toe.
So, I mean, I could be totally wrong. He could be awesome to have dinner with.
I mean, just looking at all the movies that he's been in over the years, it'd be really fun. And he's just this ghost, you know.
He is.
Or like Billy Bob Thornton.
yeah.
Like there's a handful of guys
I would have dinner with Billy Bob.
that would be like really fun just because you don't hear anything about them.
Yeah.
You know, like they're still semi-relevant if you want to call it that. But
Billy Bob Thornton, though, I imagine in his personal life, like him as a normal, like, hey, we're hanging out, is probably a pretty fun dude. I would.
well, it's gonna be one of two ways.
yeah. Either
His
that,
shit is super like not straight edge, but like streamlined. Like everything's planned out. It's very organized. There's no chaos. It's nice, calm. Or it's a fucking shit show like every character he's ever
this
played.
is the same guy that when he was married to
Pamela Anderson.
no, who's the big lipped bitch
In Hollywood, a lot of
that was married to Brad Pitt, adopted all the African.
Oh, Angelina Jolie.
When they were married, they wore vials of each other's blood
I know.
around their neck.
That's weird.
Like it would be really fun to have a conversation with him.
He was just on some talk show where he came out and they were talking about his pants. And he's like, I have little bird legs. So I
yeah.
wear women's pants. But he was wearing like a beanie, but it was a pierced beanie. So he looked like he had earrings, but didn't actually have earrings because the beanie was pierced and shit. And I was like, like I would have dinner with him just to be like, you, sir, are a riddle. I just need to know how this works. You know who a dinner with would be absolutely wild because he's all over social media, and the more and more of his like personal personalities coming out is Walter Goggins.
Oh, the guy from.
So recently he was in Fallout.
Yeah,
he plays the.
He did.
But he was in the Righteous
cop,
Gemstones.
Is
the
it
cop one?
David Goggins' brother?
No.
Oh.
Walter
Yeah.
Goggins.
He does. Oh yeah.
He also has Walton Goggins goggle glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen all this shit that's running around. This guy seems fucking wild.
He seems like a very odd duck.
Like this. Walton Goggins wears a jacket by Zegna and a swimsuit by Speedo on the Santa Monica Pier. All jewelry is actors owned. What the?
I don't know. They could be related.
Sure. But
Different dads.
he was in Hateful Eight too, wasn't he?
I believe so.
He's played a cowboy a couple times.
Yeah,
He's in a lot of shit.
Django Unchained. That's what I was thinking of. Hateful Eight too. That was right.
Yeah.
Just-
Fallout, Righteous Gemstones. I think you're thinking of The Shield. Walton Goggins was in The Shield when you said the cop show. And yes, I think he was the dude from Justified too, right?
Yep.
No, that was
Not the main guy. He was a.
Timothy Oliphant was the main guy in Justified. But
He's been in some shit.
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, he's got a huge career behind him. But he seems like that would be a story. It's Walton
What a
Goggins.
fucking good movie, The House of a Thousand Corpses.
It really was. All those Grindhouse films that they put out, the House of a Thousand Corpses.
One of the
Charlie Sheen would probably be
one of the cool things about dating somebody that's younger is
Tiger Blood.
the movies that they haven't seen. Like Mal hasn't seen Lucky Number 11.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember.
I do it with my wife all the time.
It's so odd because I'm like, oh yeah, hey, do you ever seen this? She's like, what? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Like these are epic movies you've never. I'm like, I'll watch this all day, every day. Let's go.
For a long time, we called it Moviecation. And it was just all the shit from the 80s my wife had never seen. And we'd watch these things. And I always started it with, we're going to watch the trailer first.
Yeah.
Because all these streaming services have the trailer.
Right.
So I'd make her watch the trailer. And she's like, how did anybody know what they were seeing going to these movies? I'm like, we didn't.
No idea.
We had no fucking idea.
Right.
You saw the trailer. They showed like 3 cool scenes. It was one dude that voiced all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd show like 3 cool scenes and they'd give you a date. And so you kind of had a genre and what day you could go see it.
Right.
And that was it. Now, before a movie comes out, I've seen 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know how they
all the
made
good
all of
parts?
it. I've seen all the best parts.
All the good parts are in
Yeah.
the trailer. And that's
Especially if
cool
it's a
shit.
DC trailer. If it's a DC movie, you've seen everything you want to see in that 2-minute
Yeah.
trailer they put out.
Like, oh, that's
So-
a cool movie. I hate when like if it's an older movie and they never had a trailer for like a legit trailer for it,
Yeah.
then they just put like a 2-minute scene as the trailer.
Yeah.
And so you're like watching it, and then next thing you know, you're like 45 seconds in, you're paying attention, and you're like, oh fuck, this is like 2 hours into the movie. Like this bullshit.
Yeah.
There's some cool movies out there that were low budget. Like, do you ever see The Man from Earth?
No.
Uh-uh.
So the movie is about a guy that was born like 14,000 years ago.
Okay.
And through it, like just mutation, he essentially has a body that doesn't break down. So he got to like 35 and just stayed that age. And the whole movie takes place in one room. And it's him moving away, and he's a college professor, and the other professors are coming to like hang out and have a drink and say goodbye to him as he loads the last bit of stuff in his truck or whatever. And it turns out that he's moving because he never stays anywhere longer than about 7 to 10 years because people start to realize he's not aging. So then he moves on. So he decides that he's finally going to tell his whole story. And from somebody that went to film school and loves like creative production, I would rather see a very low budget, well done film.
Right.
As an appreciation thing. Don't get me wrong. I like a good Marvel movie. I like Fast and the Furious movies and all that stuff with these $200 million budgets, and you're just showing me the impossible. Cool. But that thing was like a camera in a room, and most of the lighting is like from a fireplace. Like it's just really well done.
Right.
But like, I really enjoy it. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. I catch something new every time I watch it. Some little clue, some little cue that's in there and stuff like that I pick up on.
Yeah.
And Caitlin had never seen it. So I had her watch it with me. And the whole time she's like, what does he mean by this? And I was like, just keep watching. Like it'll all.
Right.
But good movies will actually answer these questions.
Yeah.
He sees dead people.
But then we'll watch shit from the 80s. And she's just like, well, what the fuck's that guy's story? I'm like, you didn't care back then. We were here for this story. Like the rest of what happened in their life, we don't care. We're just here for this chunk. I'm just here for this adventure, and then it's fucking over. So we went on the big thing where I had her watch like Lady Bird and like all of the high fantasy stuff from the 80s, and then all the action films from the 80s and like all of the shit. And she was just like, the movies were just better then, huh? And I'm like, they were meant for entertainment. Everything now has to be a fucking statement. And the 80s was just like, I'm just here to entertain.
They were so bad.
They were fantastically bad.
Yeah.
What movie back then made a statement, and what was the statement about?
Oh, no.
Like there was none, I don't think.
I wonder.
I mean, maybe.
You didn't really start seeing statement films again.
There was like lessons learned, maybe.
Sure, or maybe it was like an allegory for this or whatever. But really, it was just
it wasn't like a...
Like one of the biggest lessons I learned from movies from that era, for lack of better words, is you don't fuck with ninjas or samurais.
Nope.
No.
At all.
Like, you leave them alone.
And one thing we learned in the early 90s was that you could be 7 in a ninja.
You know what? I thought that for sure until I saw Indiana Jones just pull out his gun and shoot the one guy. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck ninjas.
The dude with the scimitar. That's
he wasn't a ninja, but
that's why we all decided we're going to be pirates instead of ninjas.
I blame the Goonies for the fact that I want to be a fucking pirate. Goonies had a lesson. That was that whole that was literally the definition of bros before hoes. That was
or treat the weird looking person nice, you know.
Guard your turf and bros before hoes. Like that was like
yeah. There's some good movies back then.
Yeah.
Well, they were great lessons. Like the whole Goonies never die. And that was the whole just don't quit. Just keep going. Like, well, we're going to lose our whole city. We're going to have to move out. No, we're not. I'm going to go find a fucking buried treasure. I was like, God, hell yeah, kid.
Right.
Because absolutely one of the most legendary pilots of all time just posted up in Ann Arbor. What the? It's like, I don't remember where the Goonies was set. It's somewhere on the Eastern Seaboard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Actually, it was on in the hotel room I was just talking about.
It's a great film.
Fucking stay awake, because I watched half that movie.
I guess it's not that far-fetched, though, because Blackbeard apparently poured it out of North Carolina most of the time.
Oregon.
Oh, that was set in Eastern Seaboard? Mm-hmm. Or what? Yeah. Western Seaboard? Oregon. Jesus Christ.
Volcanoes in San Antonio. And
Volcanoes in San Antonio. Oregon's in the east.
Jez, that movie you were talking about had a budget of $200,000.
Yeah. Fucking. Which, by the way, if you said that today to make a film, that is considered a no-budget film.
Yeah.
They've probably made more on streaming fees in the past 10 years than they contributed to making that movie.
Yeah. Good film. Yeah, $200,000. And I guarantee you most of that was in paying the actors that are in it.
Probably.
Because they're not A-listers, but they weren't nobodies either.
They were probably $200 a day.
I guarantee you they probably shot that fucking thing in a week. It's an A room.
Yeah.
It's an A room, and most of it takes place at night, which means they probably didn't pay to rent the place that they were in either.
They just broke in and filmed.
So you'd be amazed. When I was doing some of my film competitions and stuff like that, I shot one. We did the 48-hour film festival. So you have 48 hours. You show up, they give you a topic, a line of dialogue, and your genre. And in 48 hours, you have to write, shoot, edit, and turn in a finished short film.
How long is a short film?
It was a minimum of 5, no longer than 10.
Okay.
So ours came in at clocked in at 7:10 or something like that. And we did it. We wrote, I directed, we wrote it, filmed it, had a custom score done for it, all custom music and everything, and turned it in 48 hours. And we did it in a diner.
Yeah.
Well, we knew we were doing the competition. I'd kind of pre-scouted and I'd worked it out with the diner. Regardless of what we're shooting, we're placing it in a diner. No matter what, it's going to be shot in this diner.
Huge rape scene.
And no, it's Cousin Levin. But no, the film was about purgatory. So we put it in a diner. So that's where you get stuck.
That trap.
If you can't go up or down, you're just stuck in a shitty diner. Yeah. And
stuck in a Waffle House in Kentucky.
As the bus boy.
And but it was an old school looking diner, like still had the silver exterior and all that kind of stuff. And we shot it in a diner, but because we were willing to shoot it overnight, they lost no business, no nothing. They let me shoot in there for free. Like I didn't have to pay a site fee because I shot it overnight.
Nice.
And because we decided it was purgatory, we didn't need sunlight. The whole thing was done inside. Right. We did it with minimal lighting, so it was all kind of depressing and dim because you're just stuck in this diner forever. Like,
yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying is that budget didn't go to location and shit. Like it was, and there's no product in it, so there's no licensing. Like it's. But yeah.
Do you have to pay? Can people do it for free?
What do you mean?
Like product placement of videos.
So yes. Now a lot of times films you see now where everybody conspicuously always holds the can,
right?
With the label,
like brand out and stuff. That company is paying to be in it.
Yeah.
If you've ever noticed when you watch like a movie and everybody drives one brand of car,
right?
You see it a lot in the Marvel films. Everybody's driving this exact same fucking brand of car. Acura is big on paying for the Marvel films. And then Audi got really big into it. So you'll essentially license it off.
Yeah.
And it's to raise money for the film. It helps pay for it. But yes, you could. So let's say I wanted to do a short film and my guys were smoking cigars. I could either deband everything.
Right.
You can do what's called Greeking it, meaning I keep the band on there, but I,
hide
like with tape or whatever, can cover the label.
Yeah.
Or a company like Warfighter could go,
yeah, we're cool.
hey, we're not going to pay you, but we're not going to charge you to do it either. Like you just make sure that, like if you could just make sure, the box they're pulling it out of is in the scene and whatever. We're not super worried about the bands. Just make sure that you can use our product. We're not going to charge you. We're not going to sue you, but we need to kind of be seen when we do it. You can absolutely do that. Now, where it gets real sticky is on personnel.
Yeah.
If they're gilded, meaning, so everybody likes to say gilded. It means you're union.
Yeah.
So if you're part of Yahtzee, if you're part of
Yahtzee,
which that's Grip and Electric, all the guys that move all the gear around and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a union. The Directors Guild is a union.
Right.
The Screen Actors Guild is a union. They like to say they're gilded, but it's a union and they have union rates. And so if your film can't afford the union rates, you don't hire union people because you can get in big trouble as a union member going and doing a gig that's
fuck unions.
Yep. And now if you're really going after it, getting into the union, if you can get on the big films, you're guaranteed a certain rate.
Yeah.
That's nice. But it's half the reason that some of these budgets that you see are so fucking high.
They're
is
insane.
that it's these union rates have just gotten absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, well, we can't afford to fucking live here if we don't get paid that. And it's like, the only reason they're charging you all of that is that they know how much the entire fucking industry makes.
It's
right?
standardized.
Like,
yeah.
They all know what you make.
It's like you did this to yourself.
Yeah. So
I can't believe they're doing this to me after we set this up this way.
It breaks independent. it breaks independent film.
Right.
That's why you see independent films that get shot in like Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're bringing in outside crews and stuff. And you see all these IATSE people that are like, well, they're not using union. And it's like, you're right. Because I can rent all the gear I fucking need. And Schmuckatelli over here that just wants experience on a film set, let me pay him $3 a day and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah. Like, I need him to pick up C-stands and move them.
I had to pay to be in my movie. So
yeah, see? Where'd they shoot that?
Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just a non-union show?
It was a non-union show.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had some union actors.
Maybe. I don't know, I guess.
They had to be.
Yeah, I don't know. It had to
William
They
Shatner.
can waive their fee.
Yeah, I was going to say William Shatner has to be.
And he might have waived his fee.
No, they paid all the actors.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is they probably waived their union fee. They probably said, like,
I have no.
I won't report it as a union job,
I
and
have
so you don't
no
have to pay
idea
them
how that shit
fees.
works.
Well, I'm willing to bet they only hired those guys for a handful of days, though. It wasn't like they had them on set for like 3 weeks.
Or hours.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say some of those guys like showed up in the morning, ate lunch, filmed their one scene, and
One
fucked
guy.
off?
Yeah.
So it was day rate. Yes.
One guy was hired for a couple hours. He stayed all day and ate 3 times and
Yeah.
then left.
So day players are a thing. But most of your above the line costs were all the Art 15 guys, right? So it was like that crew.
Yeah, none of them.
I don't know how the cost breakdown.
Yeah, I don't know.
So above the line guys will be like all of your key stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like your director, your art director, your producer,
But they
and all
had
the stuff.
all of their set people were like professional.
Probably Yahtzee guys.
Yeah.
Which they might have paid that. But when you're above the line, fees don't have to be done because it's all a crew that is doing the film.
Right.
Those guys probably like, if it makes any money, then we'll make our money there.
I'm sure that's how like the main guys did it. Yeah.
Well, like who directed it?
Ross.
I guarantee you he didn't charge. Thinking,
I think he did.
He probably has points in.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, he has so he has a thing called
probably.
points.
Yeah.
So when it went out and made any money, he got a piece of that.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But then, like you were saying, you were in it, but you paid to be in it.
Well, I was an extra. Like,
Yeah, right. But
yeah.
So there's multiple ways to kind of
Yeah.
make the sausage, but it's a lot of these budgets now. When you look at, especially above the line costs and stuff, like there's some directors that don't care, like guys like Nolan and stuff like that. But he owns his production company. He owns Syncope,
Right.
and so for him, I guarantee you, it's something like he's got fucking 40% of the points in the film. So
Yeah.
when that film goes out and does $1 billion in the box office,
Yeah.
he does all right. He doesn't get a salary for directing the film.
He's okay.
But some of your other guys, art directors and stuff, they're called above the line.
Yeah.
Which means that is a fixed budget. It can't.
Yeah.
It doesn't adjust. Below the line, you can kind of go like, yeah, we don't really need these guys anymore. So
Yeah.
fucking, you can yeet them off budget. But
Right.
that's why I like the old film stuff, these independent stuff. That's why I like Kevin Smith so much. All of his shit was so independent for so long. Miramax got behind him for distro, so that
Yeah.
kind of tightened his shit up. But for the most part, he's out taking his films and he like does his own fucking tours and shit on different theaters and shows his films and meeting. Getting to meet him was awesome. Like that was, they say like don't meet your heroes and stuff like that. Meeting him was actually fucking.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, you are exactly what I expected you to be. That is
Nice.
no surprises. But
Without giving anything away, because I promised Justin that we would not spill it.
Okay.
But are you guys watching The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you seen the latest episode?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watched it.
my
Yeah.
God.
I had it streaming 2 minutes after it came out.
Yeah, me too. Wow.
That
was a good one.
I would love to talk about it, but
Next week, we'll talk
about it next week.
Yeah.
But
You haven't watched it yet?
We're literally starting it tonight. We had one show we were finishing, and that was we finished it last
dude,
night.
it only comes out for an hour once a week.
I know.
Can't keep up.
Oh, he'll be caught up by next week.
we watch our show right before we go to bed, and it's the one episode. So like,
Oh yeah. So it comes out on Sundays, and we
yeah,
watch it right when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it before. I love scheduled programming.
I'm not mad at it.
I
I
absolutely
appreciate when they
Guess
drop
what
a
I
whole
look forward
season.
to?
But like I'm 50-50 on it
Yeah.
sometimes. It depends. Right? Half of me is like, I just want to fucking crush all 10 episodes right now. And then the other half's like, oh fuck, now we gotta wait.
Yeah, there's
You know,
what I
to
don't
build
like,
that
what I don't like
suspense.
is when it's season 3 and I just waited 3 years and I have no idea what happened in season 2 anymore.
That's true.
Like that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
there's some now that they're saying like there's shows coming back and shit, and I'm like, I've forgotten what happened.
I finally watched the last half of Yellowstone. And I'm still fuck Kevin Costner. He shouldn't quit.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's still good.
It was still good.
he had his reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to stay mad at Sheridan, but Landman was legitimately very good.
Yeah, it was good.
so good. Can't
It
wait
was
for season
legitimately
2.
very good. I don't think it was because Sheridan's brilliant. I really do think it was that cast was just so fucking good that it was hard not to watch it.
Yeah.
Those characters had a little more depth to them too. I'm not gonna lie. Yellowstone, because I came to it late, so I didn't start watching Yellowstone until there was already like 4 seasons out or some shit. Fuck, Sheridan writes a one-note character. Like, I'm sorry, but Beth is annoying as fuck. Like, it's fun for like an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how is she going to be like that for an episode and then change? Like,
Well, but you could actually have some more depth to her. It's not. I'm like, what is wrong with the Rip character that's like, this is hot as shit?
Always got some trauma.
Just what I want is a woman that continually gets her ass kicked and it's just a pain in the ass all the fucking time. for no fucking reason. Because I'm sure it's horrible to be monstrously wealthy and have a bunch of other people to bail you out of your shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's super hard to fucking cope with.
Well, they wrote more of her character. Like her and Jamie didn't get along.
She doesn't get along with anybody.
But I think that was the person she got along with the least.
That's an understatement.
Do you watch 1923?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah, it's a great one.
No, it's actually pretty good.
It's fucking good.
All right. Yellowstone fulfilled my Sons of Anarchy on horses. We're good. I don't.
You gotta. Yeah, I don't know. You have to watch. What is it? 1887 and
1886
whatever.
or 1923.
Yeah, those.
I like the precursor.
23 is the one with Harrison Ford in it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. They're fucking both really good.
Yeah.
God damn it, they're both really good.
Have y'all watched?
They're better than Yellowstone, I think.
There was no Beth.
That might be true.
It's true.
Like, she's a cunt. Her brother's a pussy. And then you've got the lawyer who just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like, who tries to be every once in a while is a badass and then is like,
Jamie?
yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't classify him as a badass.
I didn't say he was a badass. I said every once in a while he does something badass.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time he's still 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually when he tries to do something badass, it just ends up fucking real bad.
At the moment, he's a badass.
Yeah.
But as a
good on you for
lawyer, he
stepping
doesn't
up, but you
really
fucked that
think
up royally.
forward. Then you've got the blonde one that's just like, I just need a hug. It's just like, God. If I was Kevin Costner, I'd have been like, I've disowned all three of you. You can fucking... Not a cowboy in the bunch either.
Have y'all seen Severance at all?
No.
I like Severance. Severance is pretty good. Yeah. Though it's once it, like we've talked about plenty of times, it's just another streaming service that's the only thing I watched on it. Yeah. But it's that one's cool. It's very abstract.
How's Love Is Blind going?
We haven't watched that one yet.
No? What was the one you were watching?
We've watched Love Is Blind. Oh, Love Island is
Love Island.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Sorry.
Oh man, talk about trash TV, baby. Yeah.
My wife has an obsession with a show that just makes me feel bad every time she watches it because I'm just like, this is just exploitation.
Which one?
But she's a huge fan of Love on the Spectrum.
I knew it.
And every time it's on, I'm just like, I feel gross. Like, this is... How has nobody called this out as just like...
Abuse?
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm like, oh my God. And they're on like season 8 of this shit.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what was that? The My 800-Pound Life or whatever that fucking show was? The same thing.
Nope. That one, I don't mind that. That is everyone making fun of a junkie. Love on the Spectrum, these people have no control. They didn't do that to themselves.
My favorite line from My 800-Pound Life or whatever that show is there's this super fat woman and she's like, I think I'm pregnant. And her friend's like, nah, bitch, you just thirsty. You need water.
I watched like 2 episodes of that, I think. Because it was one of those things where like whatever I was watching on Netflix finished.
Yeah.
And it just like clicked into that. And I was doing something around the house and I walked by, but she was at her doctor. Like, it's just the scene I walked in on. And she's like, well, I think this is that. And then he's like, nope, you're just fat. Like, it's just like, because it's like this Indian doctor or whatever. And he's just like, no, all this would go away if you would just, put the fork down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God. Yeah, I don't have a problem. You want to be entertained by a junkie? Sure, whatever. Because substance abuse has a lot of forms. I'm sorry, but the one that gets to 800 pounds and a crackhead are the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
that is somebody that
one's crack and one's sugar.
Yeah, one doesn't neither one of them know how to say no. Like, it's just but the Love on the Spectrum thing, I'm just like, this is, y'all are literally being, and chime them up too. Like, they're, even the producer and shit, when they're doing the thing, they're like, all right, so what about this? And they like get them going. And I'm like, this is abuse. Like, this isn't entertainment. My wife was like, it's so cute. I'm like, we used to do this at circuses where you take people that had a genetic abnormality that they had no control out of, and then they just charge you tickets to go in and point and laugh.
Yeah.
This is the same thing, but on a way bigger scale.
Yeah. I mean, circuses weren't illegal.
No, but we don't do it anymore.
Well, I just think it's because the bearded lady is a common term, a common thing nowadays. They're not called bearded ladies
Bearded
anymore.
ladies do you know?
They're fucking called trans people, bro. They're everywhere.
Evidently.
Yeah. Well, so you don't have to go to a circus to see them. You just go to Austin.
That's why I don't go to Austin.
I mean, either.
I avoid Austin like the plague.
But it's the same thing. You want to see the whatever 600-pound man? Just go to Austin.
Yeah.
You'll see him up there too. So now they need to do like Cirque du Soleil stuff where people do like 15 flips in the air for people to be like, "Ooh, that's cool," and then they still go back to their phone.
That's truth. That's the whole. You could be seeing the coolest shit in the world, and they're like, "Yeah, but I need to see whether or not TikTok's updated in the last 90 seconds."
Right. Because there's 8 videos I missed.
Yeah.
On the whole internet.
Oh, fuck.
Anyways, I'll raise my glass.
Done.
Yep.
Thanks for being my freedom friends, boys.
Cheers.
I don't remember what the last question was.
Who would you have dinner with?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Apparently, it was dinner and a movie.
Yeah. Kind of works out.
3 little things.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny,
Smoke on.
Scotty.
Drink on.
God damn it, kids.
Freedom. Fuck on.
Talk
Watch
to you
out
guys
for
later.
that Polish fudge.
It's a milky rock.